and this is the side I'm going to pick on this occasion. Nuke, picked by MIBR, the first map of potentially a 3-map series. More than bragging rights. Again, this is about who is at the top of the mountain in one of the strongest regions we have, South America. 9 Brazilians on the server, all looking to be the ones to fly their flag. And Nula wins by default for Argentina. But who will take this series? MIBR will be the aggressors then on the T side. There's Gabby with the Glock. Goddess will have a P250. No raid boss, no Kevlar for Goddess. P250 will give her plenty of extra range for these one-shots. And it's Gabby who opens the proceedings, trying to wrap on this A-bomb site then. They'll get the lion's share of these frags. Will MIBR. 3-on-2 now as Younger is dropped by Gabs. Car on the sites. Won't be able to get much done. Gabs pre-firing the vent as the bomb makes its way towards B. I think she'll probably just be seen rotating towards the ramp there. Very tough situation for Gabs. How do you invite a duel and position yourself to avoid the trade frag? Never mind. Poppins will announce her presence also. MIBR take the pistol.
That's a beautiful way to kick off Nuke on your T side. Get yourself all the money you could possibly hope for in that first round and come through with a ton of weaponry. Because on a map like Nuke, 3 rounds on your T side is already a pretty decent springboard for, you know, when you swap sides. So if they can get, well, they should be able to get 2 back-to-back rounds here. If they can get that 3rd, maybe snowball that into a 4th, and they're looking pretty for the second half. So this is the best possible start they could have asked for.
Car leaves $500 in the bank. See what the first buy round looks for her later on. Looks like for her. This is a common angle we see where it's basically holding a pixel angle with your crosshair pointed at the wall. As soon as you see a player, you'll dump a smoke grenade and try to buy time. See if you can find a way to abuse that information. Well, it seems Curiosity has got the best of FURIA, trying to make something happen here. And again, this is a test of depth for both of these squads. The pacing of the T side, taking some map control, but not just holding W the whole time, allowing the force buying team to make their play and trying to punish. Look at the pacing here as well. One goes in alone. So Poppins is sent in there as the sacrificial lamb to get the information so MIBR can eliminate the threat afterwards. So you'd often see teammates go shoulder to shoulder, but with 5-7s walking around, that could be extremely dangerous. But the sheer attention to detail, being comfortable with this pacing, excellence that we're seeing from MIBR so far on Nuke.
I mean, these pistol rounds, they can very easily turn into chaos, or eco rounds, let me rather say. So it's good for MIBR to come through this pretty darn cleanly, only losing the 1 weapon, but they're not too concerned about that. So 2 rounds in their back pocket. But as you mentioned, right, Car saved $500 into this round. So into the next, I'm expecting some firepower. I'm expecting something that could very easily turn the tides into FURIA's favor. Ooh, long-range battle? No shot. All right, all right.
I've got to say, what we've seen from the T side on this round, there's we've seen two levels of fundamentals, basic fundamentals and I'd say advanced fundamentals. As in, the way Poppins died is essentially by design. If there is a risk, in depth, she will find out where that risk is, and the team will deal with it with the priority of winning the round. To see the spacing from one to the other, no sound cues from her teammates. She is the expendable person there to allow the team to achieve the greater goal. That kind of detail, if you can have that, will take your team so much further. And again, it just shows how deep the strat book goes for a team like MIBR and also FURIA. So I just wanted to really highlight that for everybody, because it's things like that which separate the best teams in South America from everybody else, be they mid or up-and-coming teams. So that's one for the classroom that MIBR just showed us in that second round. Again, it's a very simple anti-force buy, but there's so much detail and planning that goes into that. There's the smoke we spoke about in the previous round. We'll probably see more of that maybe in the buy round. If that does continue in the buy rounds, MIBR may find a way to abuse that later on. And that's the more simple way to abuse the numbers game, moving together. But of course, they know that the CTs won't be buying in this round. The threat is way more limited. If someone's there with a 5-7 in a forced buy round, I think you see a different approach from MIBR.
Oh,
very nice from Lulu 10. Yeah, see, she switched from the left to the right very quickly indeed. Few plays lost for MIBR, but I mean, they're on the T side. They don't really care. The wheels keep turning. The question is, what does the buy round look like for FURIA? Do they save these rifles? Not everybody's necessarily comfortable with a Galil or a FAMAS for that matter. Do they play exits to try and put MIBR closer to eco for later on? You would think it would make sense for them to hold on to these if they can. Make sure they've got full nades, etc. So it seems Car went fishing. Of course, she has been very careful with her money. She got a kill in that round also. So she'll have an AWP, no problem.
I was surprised that the bomb actually reached early 10s there. That bomb radius is quite nutty. I suppose she was very low HP, but still, that's hectic. She did manage to get one extra kill there, but for MIBR, I don't think that's much of a concern. They were hunting with purpose, so whatever at that point.
Look at that flick. What is her sense? 5?
Her spidey sense was tingling. That's where that is. Okay, AWP in hand. This is what I've been waiting for, but MIBR reached the magic number of 3, so anything more here is just extra icing on the cake.
Gabby manages to escape practically unscathed somehow. MIBR taking a lot of map control then. They must have heard Gabby in the vents. So they're really compromised downstairs. We've got the smokes up towards Secret, so they have to assume it's compromised. We've got Gabby in the vents. And there's, you know, while all this was done, there's what, a minute 25 on the clock, a minute 30 maybe? All kinds going on. MIBR looking like a well-oiled machine. However, this round is not won yet. Pop-ins will be traded, which is fine for the T's. 1-for-1 is in their favor. 1 minute on the clock and a second CT is lost. Gabby so patient in that vent. A free kill for her, but Gabs may have made this doable for FURIA. 2-on-2. Car had a chance there, catching a team with a grenade in her hands. She may pursue this even further. She's getting really unlucky with these shots, which leaves Lulu 10s in the clutch. They know exactly where she is. Elephant steps made in the vents. 1 versus 2. No kit in the hands of Lulu 10s. Not sure if there's one on the site. Doesn't look like it. Wins the first duel, though. Can she understand where the other player might be? Oh, is that molly good enough? No, Younger's gonna... Didn't go where it meant to. And she knows... Younger deploying the nade. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh. Vintage Counter-Strike. That is decades old. Throw the flash and peek before it goes off while your teammate's facing the other way. Those are 1.6 strats right there. That's
stunning. I love that. Beautiful little bait there. I actually wasn't sure it was a flash. I thought she used like something else just to fake like, oh, this is a flash. But no, just peeks out at the right time. Kept unbelievably close there by FURIA, but this is where Kar's aggressive style as an AWPer could potentially come to bite her, because if she's not hitting her shots, then we get a situation like what we just saw. Now FURIA down to MP9s and MIBR sit very pretty on 4 and looking comfortable.
Yeah, this is a huge win for MIBR thus far. And I've got to say, I think Kar was very unfortunate not to get those frags, because she was so close to getting those, but a swing and a miss. I think if you run that round 20 times, a lot of the time she is winning that round alone. However, on this occasion, she didn't. So FURIA will feel very, very far behind indeed. And in these kind of scenarios, on the T side for MIBR, with how good they're looking on Nuke, every round will be worth 2 if they can keep this going, because FURIA are so unlikely to win these half buys. But let's see if the patience will work in MIBR's favor again. Very, very careful about what they're doing here. But again, this pacing is by design from MIBR, so I can't imagine they're nervous. And look at their map control as well. Poppins is going to rain down hell on this bomb site, and the numbers from MIBR. This is crazy. However, the person up top is the one who's lost first. CTs have got a chance now. 3 on 3. And they've got somebody going up the ladder, trying to trade, but Izza's down to the pistol. She needs the reload, and there's no time for it. 2 on 2, 19 seconds to get this bomb planted, and suddenly Gabby finds herself alone. But I don't know where Gabby is. 14 seconds to either get the kill on the site and plant the bomb. Oh, she's heard her drop. 8 seconds. Who can bait whom? Gabs versus Gabby, and she's clutched it just in time. A few seconds left on the clock. MIBR playing it slowly. Things go wrong, and still they recover.
Oh, it feels like dropping down there may have been a little bit premature. I was actually impressed that Gabby gets that first one because she makes a step. She's clearly heard, and I'm like, oh man, that's it. And she still manages to get that. And then ice in her veins. No, like, that exact moment. And then, yeah, like, she just runs it down. She's like, whatever, I don't have time. I'm just going to run straight into the enemy, catch them while they're walking. And it's a nice little spray from her to get a 5th for MIBR. They're on an absolute tear here on their T side. And for FURIA, you mentioned that map control. Now that we have guns, we need to see them tighten that up. They're giving way too much space over to MIBR.
This is risky. Oh, we've got the jump pass first. I was nervous watching that one. MIBR maybe looking to pursue, but Gabs is able to get one frag and fall away. Pops the windows to suggest she might be in control. Can she keep control of this bomb site? Have a look at this. FURIA coming through. Support is here. And that leaves Younger to try and get as many frags as she can. Ooh! Okay, game on. Everything has changed now. Ready with the AK. Look at the patience. Does she hold on for long enough, though, Car? Oh, she's on the end! A great effort from Younger. She makes it so expensive for MIBR at the end.
That's the call we know and love. Oh my goodness. It was so close there. I was ready for her to peek out just that little bit too much and get killed. It's a great shot from her to just clean that up. Well done to Younger for keeping that so incredibly close. I think that, I mean, that was almost a purely clean round for FURIA. They get to like a 4v2 or something. And then for Younger to be able to pull that back into their control beautifully. And these 2 kills were great because obviously knowing that there's someone there, following that up, getting that next one, just stunning individual skill from Younger. And Younger is kind of the toe-to-toe with Car player. Obviously, she hasn't had a chance to get an AWP in her hands just yet, but she is the one that we constantly kind of compare and contrast with Car. So a great round from her, but only 1 round on the board here for FURIA, and congratulations to them for winning that. But, you know, losing so many players, they come into this with a very broken buy, still have the AWP, so they have that to their advantage. But they've almost completely broken MIBR's economy. So this is the perfect opportunity to wrestle back that control.
Yeah, look at what MIBR have as well. Rough situation for them. Even in nades, again, like Nuke is a map where you can charge with some Tech 9s on this A bomb site, but I don't know if they've got enough utility. We shall see. I liked in that last round, even though MIBR lost it, I'm gushing a lot about them. Oh, hold on a second. The numbers game charging into this A bomb site now as they clear all the angles. What do you do if you're FURIA? I mean, if you opt for a save at this point, I don't know if you make it because you're going to be hunted, surely. This is a very dire scenario for FURIA. Do you throw everything else at this problem? Oh, this is so risky. This is so low percentage for them. This round was over before the bomb was planted, and I think they know that. So I think they're just holding a tight net in case they are hunted. They can shoot and fall back. Even though that previous round wasn't successful for MIBR, what I do like in what we saw on the ramp is that despite how deep their strats are, they're not too stiff. They're willing to make a call on something if they think it makes sense. Oh, that's really nice. Oh, is that no? Save the AWP. No, why are you re-peeking, bro? You need that AWP. You don't need the frag afterwards. That is so unlucky. You can always win a round if you have an AWP. FURIA don't have an AWP.
I could be wrong here, But the feeling that I'm getting from this is that FURIA are playing scared. I think, you know, they've already lost so much momentum early on. And because they're kind of, they're constantly playing defense, and not just because they're on the CT side, but they're playing damage control. And so they're actually too scared to play the same kind of aggressive in-your-face style that we've become used to. And MIBR are playing so kind of clinically and so like precise from round to round. Their execs are beautiful. Their map control is perfect. Their utility is exactly where it needs to be. And FURIA, I think they would really benefit from that more aggressive style. But because now they realize that it's triage, they're not willing to take that risk.
Guns are back out in round 8 for FURIA. The minute 30 on the clock. There are 2 smokes remaining for this CT side. MIBR have done a very good job at taking map control. And again, they changed the pace. So as I was saying earlier, even though they were unsuccessful losing a player on the ramp, then heading towards B and getting wrecked by FURIA in that round, the fact that they were willing to feel an opportunity, make a read and go with it, as opposed to being committed no matter what to the strats they have, makes them even more dangerous. Let's see what they have in mind here. They've got a lot of mollies to MIBR, but there are 45 seconds on the clock. So what is the play here? Gabby's lurking, as per, and the rest are together. Still a smoke, which may not come into play here, as they're starting to move away. 27 seconds on the clock. There's going to be a little race. They're surely hearing Izza rotating, and she can't get up there fast enough. Taking too many gambles on that one, maybe FURIA. Just no time for that rotation. Car catches one for free, looking for that bomb planter, and there are 14 seconds to get this bomb down. This allows FURIA time to rotate in and shut this round down completely. Things have gone wrong, as there isn't much for Gabby to do after this. She's only got 1300. She needs to hide somewhere. She can't even really chase too much for damage.
That was beautiful reactions from FURIA. Instantly realizing that there's nothing happening towards A, realizing, you know, the wall of smokes, it's very likely going to be that they're moving down towards A. And so they instantly pull that rotation. Okay, Car getting 2 here is massive just kind of in and of itself. But FURIA don't have, or rather MIBR don't have the time to stabilize on the site before FURIA have come in. They're getting ready to lay down some utility, you know, throw some smokes, maybe a molly, just to give themselves space. And before they've even had a chance to do that, that aggression that I was talking about, FURIA waste no time in pushing for that retake.
Car's close enough to hear all these footsteps towards the B-bomb site. FURIA needs to tighten up their game though. Oh, Gabs is in such a dire situation, but her teammate peeks from the ramp first, which gives her a second opportunity to squeeze another frag in. 4 on 3 now, so MIBR will try to find some close range headshots. Is Car ready for the flick here though? Because it is the rifler Gabby emerging from the smoke. There is a swing and a miss from Car. Might not prove fatal though. Still time for her to come alive in this game. 4 on 3 for FURIA. 3 kits on the 4 players. Oh, Goddess just walked to her doom there. That timing is a little brutal with her teammate having checked those stairs. That'll make things a little easier for FURIA then. Younger left on 6 HP. Not for long. She's gone.
A bit of an easier one for FURIA to come out on top of. MIBR keep it relatively difficult though. Nice, you know, entry in onto the relatively empty site. They're able to get that bomb down. They set up to get a couple of kills just to keep things a bit more expensive. But it's not the end of the world. They didn't really have too much into that round. So, you know, best case for them really was just to get that bomb planted and look towards towards the next. They actually play off of their own utility very well as well, just to allow them to get those extra frags. Unfortunately, a bit more would have been necessary because now they come into this on basically a full eco, and FURIA have every advantage.
Bomb is committed to that bomb site. Then MIBR are committed to jail in this one. Not much to offer. Tried to run in, got shot, on to the next one. 6-4, favor of MIBR. And nice to see a recovery from FURIA. Again, this looks like a strong map from what we've seen so far from MIBR, but FURIA are fighting for a good scoreline at halftime. Maybe this is the worst of it. Gabs leading for FURIA with 12 frags. Younger just behind on 11. Seen some nice work from both. Now let's see what the pace looks like for MIBR. Plenty of mollies, plenty of flashbangs as well. All smokes deployed from what I can see. Very early doors indeed. Lots of presence on the outside as well. Car lurking with the AWP. Not always a guarantee that it's going to be outside. Can't see much of anything at the moment, however. MIBR establishing their presence. Oh, no! She just started moving! Okay, well, she wanted to do it the flashy way. I could see her. She just started strafing before she fired the shot there, which can happen if you're a battle sniper sometimes. Left-hand moves before the right. No harm done. 5-on-4 then in favor of FURIA as MIBR pop into that B-bomb site. Great angle from Danny. Now, they check all this way indeed. Goes too wide and spots two of them. And then there were three. You see FURIA getting stronger. Oh, it was the bomb as well. Oh dear. Dream is collapsing for MIBR. Or is it? That's a very nice 2K from Younger. And how this is turning around. Wow. 13 frags for Younger. That bomb still needs to be collected. And which way does it go? We've got Car up top on 8. And Gabs on the way. The bomb is still not in the hands of MIBR just yet. 19 seconds. Someone needs to collect it. They're being very careful about this. There are too many angles to check, though. Gabby will collect the bomb. Back towards the A-bomb site. And there is 2 for Gabs. And a 5th for FURIA. Back and forth they go. But bloody hell, any player of MIBR with an AK is always a threat to bring things back.
It's good to see that FURIA are building up some of that confidence again, though. Starting to show the signs that we're so familiar with. I can't believe Car gets that second shot. Like you said, doing it the hard way, but she does get it done. And again, it's another round that MIBR keep very, very close. I think as clinical as they have been for so many of these rounds, I think that a large part of it is being a little bit separated from one another and just giving some of these shots over.
M4A for Enjoyer. MIBR down in the vent again. Very light on utility, MIBR at this point. Yeah, just going to have to go swinging. Does Car go back to the well? And she's wasting their time to some degree. Time to get a reload in, though. 45 seconds, still plenty of time for MIBR. That is more than one player spotted by FURIA, who will position themselves accordingly. Now it's about wide swinging and CT crossfires, but Bazina's been dropped early before Gabs can even get activated. That makes things very awkward, but is she able to hide here while her teammates rotate in, trying to stop the bomb from being planted? She'll do it, but I think it will be successful. Oh, Younger down to 25 as Car creeps on the ramp. Izza on the other side. Can MIBR keep a lead at half time? Goddess and Danny remain versus 3. Can she collect 2? Oh, she's low on the bullets. Running out and getting traded by Lula10s as Goddess has more to do. She's got a good idea as to where these players are, though. Door is closed. TT's touching the bomb, and Car will puncture an impact frag, getting the last kill of the half and allowing FURIA to somehow tie the score at halftime.
Once we start, you know we're never gonna stop. We own it. We're winning every time. We own it. Pushing every day and night. We own it. We don't do compromise. Yeah, yeah. We touch down every time. We touch down every time. This is our time. Hit it up for the people. This is our turn to see. Gonna put your back, anybody in the league.
FURIA managed to keep it an even half after MIBR ran away with the first 6 rounds. But is it going to be enough for them to bring this back into their control?
Oh my days! Danny, that was such a nasty angle for early headshots. They didn't even break ground on this A bomb site. Poppins looking to finish off the job. Lulitens and Gabs remain. The Julies are out. One creeping by Squeaky. Oh, but maybe more than one. Trying to isolate the fights, and Poppins is firing on all 2 cylinders. Lulitens low on ammo. Do some pre-firing, trying to understand where the rest of them might be as she looks for target isolation. She sees one, takes a shot, has to disappear because she knows the trade fraggers are going to come swinging, not swimming. 2 more. She's slowly figuring this puzzle out, but how does she peek them? They are pre-firing as well. Not a great distance for that Glock up top. Oh, this is unbelievable from Lulitens! The ace! That is nasty work, the way she picked them one by one.
Oh, the 1.42 rating. I nearly said Goddess, but she's not Goddess. She's Lulitens. And remember the name. Outrageous. I was already super impressed with the fact that Danny gets a double while full blind, and I'm like, oh man, like how do you even come back from that? But Lulitens, beautifully isolated. Okay, you've got to call a little bit of a misplay there, I suppose, from the last 2 MIBR players, but they're, playing a little bit nervous. The timing's just that little bit off, and Lulitens' aim is just so crisp, and she does that with such low HP as well. No fear.
That was really difficult. Not just the fact that she fragged everybody with not just the fact that the distance she has with the Glock there is at a disadvantage, but the fact that she had to find out where all the trade fraggers were, try to engage, disengage before the trade fraggers swing when there's too many of them, isolate the fights one by one, figure out where the remainder are, and then win the duels. That's incredible work. Incredible. I spent most of the first half talking about MIBR. Obviously, it's their pick in this series. And again, we saw solid stuff from them, but I can't imagine... Oh, wow, that is a lot of people dying to the bomb. I can't imagine that they're going to be happy with that comeback from FURIA. I spoke about all the strengths for MIBR, but look how FURIA adapted and adjusted. And even with Car missing a few shots here and there, won almost all the rounds in the second half of the first half, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Well, to play devil's advocate, FURIA, that was pistol and conversion. So now MIBR, let's see how they're able to adapt to that. Now they've got some guns in their hands, a good smattering of utility, some decent control early on by laying that down. Can they maintain?
Ooh, that is a duel with the bomb carrier, and FURIA will come around the side and take over this bomb site. We saw early on in the first half FURIA play an aggressive run where they had a player in hut who got popped, tried to trade frag, got popped, and that was round pretty much over. This is in even more brutal fashion from FURIA with 3 losses for MIBR. How awkward. That hut position not really working out for either team here. And FURIA are off to the races. Do not forget, this is the pick of MIBR. In the first, say, 5 rounds, I was thinking, man, do FURIA have to do this in 3? Maybe not.
Yeah, I think, the problem I feel like was that Danny, so she gets an initial headshot, but she can't follow through on that, so she's forced to back away, and FURIA play that really well. They send their 2 players that are towards the door to push straight through and kind of circumvent or circumnavigate, get around, and catch Danny off as she's trying to retreat. So that instantly gives over a numbers advantage, at the very least, on the site, and they can quickly overrun. So it's big that she's not able to confirm that first kill. And unfortunately for them, FURIA will take that advantage and absolutely run with it. Now, FURIA up to 9, 1 away from double digits. MIBR's money in a little bit of a predicament. They're not going to have too many more chances here to turn it around.
a situation anyone hates on the CT side. Low on guns, low on util, just waiting. And it can feel even worse depending on the map. I think Nuke is a dangerous one though. Lots of corners that will be difficult to deal with. Now we saw MIBR do a good job, a really good job of taking map control and abusing their advantages when they were on the T side. And their pacing was really strong also. Now it's FURIA's turn to do the same. Let's not forget FURIA almost won a half buy round, which would have really helped them. Oh, Younger spotted something. How does she find a frag though? If she goes out that door, is somebody else watching? You jiggles. Oh, that's so awkward. They're dancing, but she's found a way to get that frag. Meanwhile, though, FURIA just toying with them. The bomb site very secure indeed. Now, MIBR saved these rifles. An AK on the CT side can be a difference maker. Let's not forget that jewel we saw in Hut. Surely you want to keep that. Send the pistols in first. See if they can find anything. Save the rifles.
Mm-hmm. You've heard of the run and gun. What Younger did, I will dub that the gun and run. Picked up the gun, ran away. It's the right call to make. Hold on to that weaponry into that next round because, as mentioned, economy in a bit of a shaky spot. Oh, that's unfortunate for Younger. Ooh, okay.
That might be happening. They switched the AK. They switched the AK over before it happened in case it got sent away by the explosion. So I think they expected it.
Yeah, unfortunate. But that's going to mean the reinvest is that little bit more expensive. However, so this is 4 rounds consecutive for FURIA, which is not as much of a streak as MIBR went on at first. It obviously just looks that much more terrifying because FURIA have now hit double digits. But if we were in the first half, we'd be looking at that and we'd be going, all right, cool, round 5, potential momentum shifter, AWP in Younger's hands. There's a good opportunity here. Younger has really been on fire with the rifles so far. She's really up there, 15 and 11 at the moment, looking really hot to trot. So, we put the AWP in her hands, and I mentioned she's kind of that person that tends to go like toe-to-toe with Car. And Car has obviously been a little bit quieter today, so this is a great opportunity for Younger to maybe crack things open and start to gain a bit more momentum for MIBR themselves.
See how Younger fares with the AWP on the CT side. She'll need to continue to run hot. And as I say that, Izza is dropped. Opportunity for another one if they want to challenge her. They'll think better of it. Now Gabby is here with the AK-47 playing the off angles. That should be a free kill for her. She knows that they're all there though, which allows the CTs to rotate faster. They don't need to be too concerned about too many corners because Gabby literally saw everybody that remains. So that's something. Bomb not planted yet and the CTs are all over this. But can they secure this round? 2 kits on the 4 players. Playing bait and switch positions are FURIA. Look at the timing, swinging with that flashbang and winning that all-important second duel down to a 2-on-2 now. Younger and Goddess, Gabs and Car trying to hold on to their lead, trying to hold on to this round, trying to keep MIBR in the doldrums. There is util. They can put not 1 but 2 smokes down if they want to as that diffuse comes in. Can Gabs find the angle? So close. Goddess standing, crouching, trying to be as difficult a target as possible and coming out with the AWP just in time also. Nice from MIBR.
Beautiful resurgence. We kicked that off with the kill onto Izza from Younger. Exactly what we needed. So they throw out that molly to disallow her from pushing any further forward, so she can't get any more kills as they all kind of jump straight down the ramp. And a few uncharacteristic missed shots make things a little bit tight, but some great utility usage allows them to keep those trades going. And in the final 2 versus 2, beautifully isolated for those last couple of duels. And of course, the defuse and the smoke, always a pleasure to watch. So now MIBR get themselves potentially a bit of momentum rolling here. Winning this round will put them in a really good position because of course that will break FURIA's economy.
So important that Gabby saw everybody on the kill cam as well. Just allowed that rotation to come in so much faster. Choosing not to escape the position, but dying on her sword as Younger will try and find something. CT's rotating in the meantime, preparing for a B strike. 3 players for FURIA. Door open. Oh, I was going to say, Danny doesn't necessarily need to peek the threat with the door open. Might be a problem enough, but she'll be dealt with by Car. There's plenty of time for FURIA to try and secure something here. Not focus on the bomb plant. Secure they will. Gabs with 2, making it look easy. A Younger knows one was by the door, but her scope will be heard. Realizing that maybe something is afoot. Well, needs to go for a no scope here. She does. Oh, so awkward, but Kara's dropped him eventually. Gabs now with 19 HP. Switching out to the AK-47. Can she bait a peek from Gabs? Does Gabs choose to strike first? Looking towards the window, but Gabs comes from Decon. That's a crucial W for FURIA.
4 kills for Gabs as well. Like, she was just on top of it. Great angle holding. Once that bomb was planted, beautiful positioning. There was a double kill that she gets that was also just kind of insane, just in and of itself. There you go. There it is. We didn't get to see it on screen, but it was beautiful. And then, of course, follows that up.
Far between. Of course, we saw a crazy one on Nuke from Cammy in the previous season with no armor. But again, those scout highlights are few and far between. I need to be made a believer again. I need to see more scout highlights. Younger might need to find some headshots here. Oh, that's a very good tag, but she does not get an opportunity for another one. Car ready with the rifle. FURIA looking to soon close out this game of Nuke. Very soon indeed, as this is a force buy from MIBR, and they do not have anything to show for it.
Bomb has been planted.
Map point now for FURIA. And as mentioned, MIBR spend a bit in that round, so this one is not going to be an ideal scenario for them. FURIA doing this well on their T side, always beautiful to watch. I think it's just the South American aggression really coming to fruition here. And I was really feeling like MIBR might just win out on their map pick, might just, you know, have some skin in this game. But, you know, FURIA have just looked so good. Yes, okay, they started off a bit cold, but they've warmed up. They've come into this looking fantastic, and now they want to close this out.
Oh, man. Trades favor FURIA once again. The hut play not working out for the CTs on either side. This could be the end of the line for MIBR on their pick of Nuke. Car so ready with the AK. Really taking the reins in that regard in these recent rounds, and now Younger finds herself in a 1 versus 3. No kit in her hands, 18 frags to her name. Leading the charge by a long way for her squad. Ultimately, though, it may not be enough on Nuke, as she is being toyed with by FURIA, who do not need to engage until they decide to. Bazina up top will close things out. FURIA adapts to MIBR on Nuke and close it out.
Oh, that's heartbreaking for MIBR. The fact that they get a 6-round streak, run away with the first kind of quarter of that map, and then for the next 13 rounds, they're only able to pick up, well, 14 rounds, they're only able to pick up 1. And FURIA just run away with it. 6 consecutive. They concede one round in the second half, but they continue to just dominate the whole way after that 6th round. Very, very impressive performance from them. But of course, this is what we've come to expect from this derby. And I don't just mean, you know, FURIA winning, but what I mean is the fact that it's likely get to pick CT. And, you know, with how Younger has been playing so far, you know, going toe-to-toe with Car, as mentioned, it's that Orpa's paradise, and we're looking to see how those players are going to potentially enable a resurgence here. You know, Younger was one of our head-to-head players. She performed incredibly well on that first map. We need to see that replicated here, not just from her, but a bit of a step up from the rest of the players as well.
Got a charge from the CTs. MIBR have got their skates on already. FURIA will have a P250 in the hands of Car. Gabs and okay, it's a split of the B halls by the CTs, but it's not going to be successful. Danny running out of bullets, leaving Younger in a 1 versus 4. Start as you mean to go on then, Younger. We're going to need you to put in some work here. She has a kit and a smoke. I might go towards the tunnels if she's given half a chance. There is a flank on the way already. How long will she look out for this flank for? Looks to her right. And, oh, that's a nice pop from Younger. She's still looking for that flank very patiently indeed. And Izza has to be careful, but she rounds the corner now. And Younger might not last so long. They're going to come from all directions. And FURIA will storm the pistol.
Nicely done. Edging towards that B site, not a terrible idea when it's just the pistols in hand. MIBR really try to stem that tide, though. They have some decent presence towards kind of that tunnel, trying to slow things down a little bit, and they do get that first kill, but you're running into a death ball, and the the reinforcements aren't as quick as they need to be, not in position quickly enough.
Days!
What the hell was that?
Just got smoked like a kipper. Oh! Sorry, I was excited for that. I asked for some action with the scout, and I got it. They delivered. That's what I like to see. People getting wrecked.
To be fair, it was a nasty shot.
Poppins has got a pop flash here. We could see that vintage pop flash off the wall in a swing. There it is. And Younger's able to take more swipes here. This is a nightmare scenario, actually, on Dust2 that I have seen year after year. A scouts on the A bomb site, people getting tagged as they try to approach, and then loads of CTs running around with pistols, just waiting to shoot you in the leg and finish you off. It's a nightmare scenario for a T side, and FURIA are here already. Gabs can maybe take one shot to the torso. Izza's basically screwed. And now Car is as well. They continue to entertain. No, they've allowed the scout to tag more. And what do they have to show for it? No map control. Oh boy, Gabby's gonna hear the sound cues. Oh no, she's got, okay, guns back out again. The trigger discipline, it will catch 2. She goes for the 180. That's the bomb spotted as well. Look at the cavalry for MIBR. Wow. FURIA can't even dispose of these AK-47s, although the CTs might not try to go after them because they've got bomb sites to defend. Izza with 14 HP. What does she do? There's 20 seconds. Can she even save here? Where does she go? There is no good option for her. I haven't seen this nightmare scenario on Dust2 in years. So that's why I'm excited to see it again. It's a classic trope of Counter-Strike. A scout's on the A bomb site, you go long on the anti-force spy, you get wrecked by the scout. It doesn't kill you, but it does enough for the pistols to finish you off, and you end up handing the round and the AKs to the CT side afterwards.
I mean, that's such good reads from MIBR because you get that first kill towards mid. Younger realizes that A, she doesn't want to overstay her welcome, but B, because she's there, the chances of FURIA pushing mid are limited. So where do they go? Are they going to full 5 up B? Unlikely. And of course, she knows she's going to get the full value out of A. So she heads over towards the A site. And like you said, right, the peppering of shots, getting them dangerously low. And it all comes off the back of that early kill that forces FURIA to rotate into an uncomfortable position. Beautifully done.
Tech9's charging through mid as the B split is on. The bomb's lurking. There are 2 players on this bomb site for MIBR. Gabby trying to thin these numbers out as best she can. It's a time for a reload of this rifle. Never mind, she will get domed. Bomb site's taken then. Had an attempt from Car to slow the rotation. Get some cheeky frags elsewhere also. A retake with a scout and an AK-47. Yes, Tech9 though. That could have a part to play in this. Xena has to be quick. She has an idea of where they are. Catches the grenade. Dodges the flashbang. But can't dodge Younger.
Unfortunately, low HP there. It was going to be difficult to win out that final fight, no matter how you really look at it. I mean, FURIA do well in that round, all things considered. The fact that they came into that with Tech9s, they get that bomb down, they get 4 kills, so they're kind of doing a bit of damage to that econ. Unfortunately, they did need to win that round to feel comfortable. But, you know, for long-term potential effects, this is a good way for them to start to build up some sort of momentum. I like that B split. I think that, you know, obviously with Tech9s, it's the best call that they possibly could have made. But unfortunately, it's back down onto an eco, and it's, you know, play for next.
Awkward indeed. And now it's game on. They can slow things down here, FURIA. Keep this AWP alive. They can emerge with this AWP in all kinds of places. And the CT is trying to hold map control and so on. This is so awkward for them. Bearing in mind that Car is in long, and they have taken control of short for the time being. MIBR have got to fight for something, which is forcing them close range versus these pistols. But this is quite an execution that we are seeing. Talk about confidence. They understood the mission, and they just took everything that they needed to. That's a great response from MIBR. If it has to be done the hard way, you have to deliver when things get hard, and they certainly did in that scenario.
Good round from Poppins as well. Couple of a multi-frag, I suppose. Couple of kills. That was a bit of a throwaway round for FURIA. Bit of damage is what they were hoping for there. Now I look to this round to see what the adaptations are going to look like, because so far it really has been a bit of a brick wall since that first pistol round. And I mean, pistol rounds can be a little bit coin flippy. So now we need to see the real strats come out.
Beautiful work. Gabby made one misstep, and this round is over. That's a wrap. Zip them up. This round is over. That's done. That's it. There's nothing they can do but find somewhere to hide and hope that FURIA don't come chasing them. Now, FURIA don't have all the money in the world, but there is an argument to be made. Whether they take it or not, they can throw some money at this problem. They don't have to, by any means. They can just comfortably go and sit by the car position. The ones who haven't taken damage don't even need to leave the bomb site. But that is wonderful work from FURIA. That is a shocking round for MIBR. And not shocking in a criticism way, but like that was over in seconds.
Yeah. I mean, so Izza plays that really well, holding the angle. The molly obviously is intended to stop the aggression, so she holds a little bit behind it. She catches that player, and it's not the easiest shot in the world, but she does manage to connect it, and then Car goes, Molly? What Molly? She just runs straight through it, catches the door player mid-util, because she's not expecting anyone to be egoing the molly. She's expecting them to kind of wait that out. So she figures, okay, I've got a second or two here. Let me just throw this little bit and then, you know, try and buy some time. And Car's just like, not happening. Runs straight through.
Oh, that's so sick. And she tags Danny as well. Using the HE to kick up dirt from the floor so they can't see her charging up suicide. Wonderful stuff. Vintage. Devilwalker and JW used to do such things on Dust 2. Lots of lore in the plays that we're seeing from these two squads. Great work. Counter flashes and counter flashes as Goddess tries to fight back. They've got to hold on to this. There's a smoke on long, but not much more than that. Now it's MIBR's turn to drop some players. Although FURIA have decided it's their turn once again now. Oh, Izza not quite ready for that one. This is a hell of a fight around this A bomb site as Poppins gets domed. Look how evenly matched these players are. It's just back and forth, neck and neck, round after round. The score remains close. 2-on-2 as Danny moves into position. Don't forget those newer boxes to jump up towards short. They may have a part to play in this. So Lilitens will need Car to cover her back. She has to trust in her teammate to deliver. We'll have the sound cues as well, leaving Car to visualize. Nice work from the CTs in the way they're peeking those. Lilitens has disappeared for the time being. Oh, that's wonderful stuff. Gabby again, just 1 foot out of place, and she finds herself with a problem. Although Danny's looking for a second frag, she has no kit. She can't win this round. She can't save her AWP either. It was too late. All she could do was try and drop Car, but Car's not having it on Dust 2.
And there's the recovery that I was looking for. Not necessarily an adaptation per se. I think that a lot of that was like So first round is obviously pistol. The second round, you're playing a little bit loose with it, but also MIBR are getting cheeky with how they are strategizing that, so you get caught unawares. And then obviously because you lose that second round, economic reset, you must lose that third. So things get a little bit wibbly wobbly, but they get guns in their hands and they do what they did on Nuke. Hit the brakes, slow it down, and they get a lot more clinical with how they approach these rounds. Great utility placement, great trades to ensure that they always have an advantage. They clear out the site, and then in those final moments, a great crossfire gets set up, Car can hold the long angle, and it's an easy cleanup.
Target practice for FURIA. No scout this time. No problem causer. Car absolutely ready for Dust2. Love the creep from FURIA. While the sniper holds the angle. Younger drops it Goose. Not much else to report in this one. I never get to see the palm tree flash anymore. For the uninitiated, in that Goose position, you can throw a flash up behind the palm tree to flash people on short. You can throw it directly behind the palm tree. Left and right click, directly up, and they won't see it coming, and you can swing and shoot people for free. Maybe that'll come into play later on.
Maybe it's one of those things that's been lost to time, and you know, clearly we're getting a lot of throwbacks here, so this could be the match.
It's not lost to time. I'm just better than everybody else.
Wow. Maybe you're just old. Excuse me, something stuck in my throat.
I'm not talking to you. No, it's my birthday on the weekend.
Getting older.
You've ruined it already.
Oh.
Not even there yet.
Unlucky.
Let's see if this AWP will deliver in that short position. Xena maybe dismantling the CT setup. Molly towards short. Now, MIBR, you could argue, are being greedy. They've got long possession for the time being, trying to hold on to short, but that is a brittle scenario. FURIA, understanding the presence on short, will push long. And may push short soon as well. I think Goddess has an idea as to where Bazida might be. Hot flashes a little too early for the CTs, as the Ts didn't make their way up just yet. Younger in battle sniper mode now. As the bomb site is compromised, does she dare creep around the smoke? There's often a T on the other side, and there will be on this occasion. Car by the car. As Gabby and Younger remain very well positioned Ts. And Younger is in no man's land. Dropped by Car as she finally appears from the car. That's not confusing at all if you're listening without watching. 5-3 for FURIA.
There is a very, very fine line between proactive and messy. Very fine line. And MIBR, they're going for proactive, but some of these situations, you know, they're kind of getting themselves caught out unnecessarily. A great example is Poppins getting really aggressive down towards long. She gets flashed out. 3 people peek her all at the same time, and she really can't get anything done. So FURIA, the patience that they're displaying, holding those angles, waiting for MIBR to get proactive, like you know that's what they want to do, and then taking advantage of it.
Dry round for MIBR. Again, Poppins with that flash. They need to wait for the footsteps before they go for the pop flash and swing, if they can both stay alive. Creeping up quietly is If they go for that pop flash, you'll hear it. Look at all the util. Wonderful work from MIBR. All the frags come raining through, and MIBR are unable to do anything. That is excellent from FURIA. Excellent anti-eco tactics. Always a watch for life from Car on long as they approach the site and seize it before MIBR can respond.
So we've obviously been talking about the lore, and somebody said dragon lore. And I love that because like dragons are amazing, but they're also ancient. I like that. Thank you.
I don't know who the bigger geek is now out of you and I.
I have a tattoo of a dragon, so
Okay, so I'm the physically bigger geek, and you're the bigger geek. Otherwise,
yeah, you know what? It works. It's
but what kind is it? What kind of dragon is it? Like a Dragon Lord type dragon, or is it like a Dargon Lord type dragon, like the one on Overpass Playground?
Oh no, this is just a regular old Chinese dragon. You know,
Okay.
wrapped around my arm. Just it's pretty good though. I quite like it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Both squads back on the bye for round 10. MIBR trying to claw something from this half on Dust2. Good timing. So that's such an important molly towards short. Oh, Gabby's got revenge now. The double AWP is out. They will immediately know that there are 2 AWPs for MIBR. A dab hand with an AWP is Gabby. Great rifle support also, which means she could rotate out of the bomb site if someone's close enough to hear those sound cues and walk in. It could be a free kill for the CTs, so never rely purely on those sounds. 4 remain for FURIA. Got a reasonable level of util. Flashes on 2 players. Gabby swinging. There's another player by the door though. FURIA making their way towards the A bomb site. Poppin's in control of long for the time being. Good HEs. We often see teams in this region on the CT side have HEs left in CT spawn for these A retakes, but they will just continue to hammer the A bomb site from CT spawn. Perhaps FURIA will do something like that in the second half, but for now, it'll be a 3-on-3, made 2, made 1 as Poppins remains on long alone. They've had problems on this A bomb site, MIBR. They've tried to hold they've tried to hold short and long, and it hasn't really worked out for them. They've tried to stop the common default of taking short by a T side, and it hasn't necessarily worked out for them.
That's heartbreaking because that's a 4v3 retake, and off the back of like 1 or 2 very well placed pieces of utility, more specifically those flashes, they set up it's a good crossfire. It's not necessarily like a god tier crossfire, but MIBR are all just kind of out in the open. They're trying to go for this retake, and they all get caught by the flashes. So what do? It's really unfortunate because they had such a strong advantage into this round, and they get collapsed in on from all sides.
Really making sure that car position is clear. You can safely molly that by standing on the barrel near long doors and aiming at the keyhole of the door. Jump throw.
I was taking that round a little bit more seriously because I saw the scout and I thought, ooh, does that happen again? Do we see the same shenanigans? But
oh, car, that's nasty. I need to try that. That was so cool.
Oof. And that realistically is where things start to fall apart, because in that previous scout round, obviously Younger got that first kill and then can relocate. Car getting that opener here, already a player disadvantage, trying to recover from that, trying to hold A when you don't have the reinforcements to kind of do that peppering and make it possible. Difficult.
Nice entry by Younger. Gabby with the second AWP. Getting busy also. Car is lurking. She can still turn this round in FURIA's favor. They all can. Nasty fraggers on this squad. Gabby wants to take this round away. She doesn't want to give FURIA the space to do anything. And she will drop Car, leaving Gabs alone in a 1 versus 5. Plenty of time on the clock, but not enough cover for all the players on the server. It will be a 4th round, a 4th late round after a 7-round string from FURIA in this first half.
FURIA had a slower start to that very first map, but as we've headed into map 2, they have been on fire. 8-4, that half ended, and MIBR now floundering, playing for that crown, playing for the bragging rights, and with a bit of a mountain to climb to get there.
A lot of people coming your way, Bazina. How many bullets do you have left? 2 is plenty. Good info as well. And info will get old early, though. Gabby lurking on long for the time being. Now, there'll be some sound cues as FURIA shuffle around with the 4 players they have remaining. Many advantages for them, though. Ooh, Gabby's timing of this reposition is huge because guess... Does Car check this corner all the way? Oh, she saw Gabby's pistol swinging. That is such an important frag and make things even harder. FURIA holding MIBR's faces to the fire at the moment. Poppins with 19 HP in a 1 versus 4. It's her turn to try and isolate the fights. But Izza will be enough on her own. 9-4 for FURIA. MIBR in trouble immediately in the second half of Dust2.
It's so hard not winning your pistol on T side. I mean, at this point, it's just common knowledge, but it's difficult. And obviously with no bomb plant, there's no extra cash, at a 5-round deficit. Like, you need something big.
Oh.
Go on, Car. Go on. Ah.
It's making me clench my stomach just watching that. It's the anticipation. I just want to see it happen, but I don't know if it will, you know? It's crazy. Non-investment, basically, from MIBR, which is reasonable. They can't really afford, with the rounds they don't have, to make much of an investment here. Curious how this smoke will be used, now they've taken some space on long. As Izza clears out B halls, there will be many CTs making their way towards the A-bomb site. There is the smoke with a giant gap in it. I need to walk on water to make it to this A-bomb site. Put out of their misery as FURIA make it to double figures then. They have such advantages as they try to stamp their authority on this match and this whole region once again.
All right, MIBR. What do we pull out of the hat here? What is the miracle that we're all waiting for? Can't really afford to make a misstep here. I'm actually a little surprised that we don't see a timeout there just because of how few opportunities they have. But that tells me there should be a plan. So hopefully that comes to fruition. A little bit of noise being made over towards B split, but with early info.
Car with the scout will be unable to do anything, but Izza will see many of them. I don't know how the CTs can respond to this. She won't get a frag from it. But they're still in control of both bomb sites, one way or another. However, the numbers game is surely too great for MIBR. Coming in from 2 directions as Gabs is able to isolate the fight and catch a second. Is there time for a reload? A very cheeky peek as she tries to do what she can, but can't reload the gun in time. 2-on-2. This is still winnable for FURIA. Do they know there's a molly just for that position, but they'll choose the box instead. Younger with a nice headshot down to the 1v1. Lula 10's the clutch queen of this game at present, looking for that last player. Again, her sends is so high, but she won't be able to 180 on this occasion as Gabby is very patient indeed. Opts not for the BM on this occasion as the comeback is still to be done. 5 rounds behind our MIBR.
Genuinely, I was super concerned about that round because of the fact that they were making so much noise towards B, but the 3 players that were heading towards mid still had a bit of space that they needed to close before being in position for anything. And I'm like, oh man, you've just given away the game. Like, how are you going to... And then they just kind of get mid for free and they just walk onto the B site. And sure, it's kept very close, comes down to a 1v1. FURIA very nearly retake that, but it was made a lot closer than it needed to be, I felt like. So MIBR, I mean, a very important round for them just to keep themselves alive. A win here will break FURIA's economy, and then it's game on.
That Molly commits the CTs for the time being. But there's no one there to swing on them. Oh, Carr needs to get out of there and quick. Very dicey scenario for FURIA at present. I love a quite tense game like this. 2 dangerous opponents, MIBR, who cannot put a foot wrong at present. Again, they're often targeting these mid players. Not quite checking the hard left though. Bizina is in a very risky scenario. Oh, they were so close. They were lining up like statues. Terracotta army almost. Lulitens and Carr remain. So some teams have, on the CT side of Dust2, if you've got one player playing around those mid doors, some teams, some CT teams, when that player is lost, will always respond the same way. And that might be part of the reason that MIBR are often looking for that player. Or it might be that they're just looking to seize that area. And if depending on their read, go for the B split, which can set up for different plays later. If they kill that player in that CT spawn area and pull A players out of position and go for a split of the A bomb site. So we'll see how their rounds develop, but they have been targeting that area round after round, and they found success here and forced FURIA to save what they can. 4 rounds before they tie the score though.
Finding a chink in the armor is always a good thing to do. The question becomes, how does the armor bearer compensate for that? What change are we going to see from FURIA here? Do they reinforce that B site a little bit more? Maybe they don't play it as aggressively. Maybe they take a bit more proactivity towards mid, kind of outdoors, or possibly, send some people up short to try to flank around. There's a few options here. And obviously into this round, we won't see too much of that adaptation, as FURIA now in a very tough situation economically. But as we move into the next few rounds, we need to see something give. Because as I said, winning that last round, game on.
Lordy. Carr's turn for revenge with that scout. There are some very sneaky positions for FURIA. I like how Lulitens almost has an angle to trade that pistol as well. Well thought out by FURIA. So here's a distraction. Oh my word! Bizina got all 3! And Younger is left versus 4. Disaster has struck. Trade fragger wasn't needed. And from long, Izza will put her out of her misery. Wow.
So I said adaptation. I think the adaptation there was shoot harder.
I don't know if MIBR can recover from this, mentally speaking. Oh, wow. They are just lying. It's like a conga line of people who've just been fragged. That was disgusting.
And it wasn't even, it's not even just like how do you recover mentally, but in terms of how much time is left in this game, FURIA should win this round. Okay, there is space for shenanigans. We literally saw that on the previous round. But for all intents and purposes, this should be a FURIA round that puts them on map and series point. MIBR are forcing in this round. So losing this round means they have near nothing into the next. So mentally, economically, just the chances are slipping away, and that's yet one more chance pulled from their grasp.
Car's having a great time on Dust2. Sitting comfortably are FURIA, as mid will be smoked by MIBR. Very comfortably indeed. You can see Luluten's on the radar. Actually, there's no time for that right now because here comes the B push. So never mind. The chain flashes are here. Gabs is in trouble. She needs help. Is this got a flash that just could come into the back of the CT B bomb site? Might not be needed though. Oh, it actually did come in, and that will certainly help Gabs deliver those frags. So a stable hold after all. So what I was going to say, like if you've got an AWPer by the car on the A bomb site, then your player who's playing around the pit position on long or something might need to throw a flash. That's so nasty from Car. Might need to throw a flash behind her teammates. You see the flash pop there as well. So there was a flash from the CT in CT, which wasn't too needed, but can often be a good support. MIBR firmly focused on this B bomb site as they are against match point now. The bragging rights are in the hands of FURIA, but the bomb site is in the hands of MIBR. Bezina sees a fair amount. Got to be careful though. Will that land nicely? Indeed it will. Gabby down to 39. MIBR on the ropes. Possibly the end of the line for them because there's a well-equipped FURIA who are coming in with 2 more incendiaries. Clearing out so many options, and they've got the flashes as well. Luluten's posted up, making noise in the tunnel, moving through. Will be domed by Gabby though, who looks for a second, but Bezina will cover. 2-on-2 now as Younger and Poppins try to hold on to this match, but they will be wiped out. Is there time to defuse this bomb though? There is indeed. FURIA with a dominant 2-0 victory over MIBR, and they re-establish and reaffirm themselves as the queens of the region.
Man, that was honestly a bit disappointing from MIBR. You know, obviously all credit